Welcome everybody to Option Pit. This is the morning volatility report with Andrew Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com, and a little happy tune for you today. All right, everybody, and welcome to Option Pit, the morning volatility report. No one rocks like a Canadian, that's for sure. Hans and Rush, the two best bands that ever came out of Canada. Maybe Sarah McLachlan. Those are the only Canadian rockers I can think of. Oil about to go crazy. Yeah, volatility super high in there. Block for Mark. But you know what really is, remember we had said last week just that we're going to orbit quite a bit today. Orbit, orbit, orbit. And if you just look at, the dividend came out of Costco and it's coming back to Earth. Not too much of a surprise there. Gave back a little bit more, though, than the divvy. What I want to look at, though, is just look at the SPY over the last 5 days. Hopefully we'll get some clean data here. Right? Up, up. You know, we have the up, down, kind of up, down, up, down, up, down. Right? You're getting just a lot of movement, although over the last 2 weeks, let's say, we had this, we had the Greek elections, markets down here, looks like that was kind of the low. Doesn't mean we can't go back there, but we have spent a lot of time going nowhere fast. That's all I would say here. We have spent a lot of time going nowhere fast. The only thing that's really moved, right? Oil. So I'd like to look at a couple of oil-related plays today, mostly because, you know, it looks like we found some kind of a floor. I think we can start look at some puts. I like to look at PBR, some just stuff that has been really kind of battered around a little bit. See if there isn't some premium selling, because basically, if you're trading the index, if you're trading basically stuff short-term intraday, it's pretty tough because you're constantly trying to deal with the swings. You know, the rally we have today, bonds are a little lower. So all the kind of panicky stuff, gold's a little lower. This is all ECB. So we're going to get this market that continues to do this. Up a little, down a little, and we're just stuck here like that. And I think the best thing is if you just create trades that are more out of the money, trying to take in some positive premium, own nearer to the money stuff, sell the more out of the money stuff, you know, and let the market kind of do what it's going to do in the meantime. And try to generate some theta, or finding some cheap premium where you can essentially scalp. But we're not really, there's no real press to go anywhere. If we even look at VIX, right, so the ECB definitely pulled back a little bit yesterday. Right, they basically told the Greeks, here's the little news, we are going to just basically deny you credit. Forcing them to come to the table and do something. I don't know what's going to happen. But all of a sudden now we're almost near the recent lows. So I find it, so this is again more of a function of how VIX works, but vol's coming in as we go up. But we're not getting anywhere near the kind of rhetoric and highs that we saw on Monday. So again, market just going to continue to kind of do this back and forth thing and just not get anywhere until there's some resolution. And I think that's the way it's going to trade. So where do you look at? Like, there's strength in the housing stock still. The strength in Amazon is beyond me. I think it's up, what, $100 in the last couple of days. I just stay out of the way of it. Most of the other, big stocks like Intel, we looked at that in the strategy letter, had an idea. Trying to look for downside puts to sell in all this stuff because I don't think we're crashing. It looks like the ECB is serious about getting this done quicker than they let it drag on for the last time because it was so debilitating. They're not going to mess around and keep an eye on treasuries. Right? Every time, and we're not seeing those crazy nosebleed prices again for the TLT. All of a sudden, it's looking very, it's looking like we could start seeing some of these lower numbers that we saw prior to. Right. Any resolution, I saw all of this rally here was all Greek-based. And we could give all of that back just as easily. So anything you do, you've got a plan, I think, for somehow on a resolution, this thing getting down here. Okay? And that's, I think, what you got for a market. It's just going to continue to do this until it stops. And that we either get our trend going back up or we're going to see that compression in vol. But right now, like the 16 vol is feeling very fair. Right? Or the 17 vol is feeling very fair. All right, everybody. I will be back at 10:15. And I think that's what we got. We could have a day where we kind of just sit here and do not a whole lot, depending on the news. All right, everybody. Have a good day, and I will talk to you all later.